Hey, deserving listeners, The Ultimatum on Netflix. Let's watch.
Out one night, and there was a little whisper between Zay and this girl, but she fucking planted one on me. And I received it, and I ran with it.
He told that girl to come over to you.
It felt like it was Zay's intentions for her to make out with me, yes, absolutely. Zay talked to this girl.
So I'm confused. I think they hadn't met before being on the show, so I think they're referring to those 4 days when they were meeting the other people. They went out one night, Zay and Colby. Colby? Was that his name? Yeah. And Colby is saying that Zay was talking to a woman, and then Colby ended up making out with her. So, okay. Hopefully, Colby and Madlyn they came together. So, was that cheating on Madlyn at the time? How does Madlyn feel about that? I mean, I'm just going to I hope that Colby asked Madlyn, well, in these 4 days, is it okay if I get together with someone else? Somehow I doubt that happened. But anyway, so he's bringing it up. Let's see what happens.
Talk about, I don't like how you just said there was some whispers going on.
Because it happened. You were talking to her before it even happened.
Fuck
right
that,
to me
fuck
and said,
that.
she
Fuck
did
that.
exactly what she did.
Bro, you was fucking making out with her bag. Stop acting, don't.
I'm not trying to deny what happened. I just said what happened.
Listen.
I'll talk about
So I don't know what's happening, but I think what is happening is that Colby is revealing something that Zay did not want to be revealed, or at least painting it in a way that Zay doesn't agree with, because it makes Zay look like he was cheating on, because Zay came with Ray. But neither one of them is saying that. But I think Colby is saying that Zay was flirting with someone or something. Now, if they did that together, why would Colby reveal that on television? I don't know. And why aggravate Zay in this situation? Like, why are you even bringing this up? I guess I don't understand the landscape.
Listen, I really don't give a fuck about.
This is me being a man.
Listen,
owning up my shit right now.
I'm talking.
Putting your work,
I'm talking.
putting your name in my
stop
words.
talking while I'm talking.
I can hear what you're saying.
That shit fake as fuck.
How?
This is me being a man? I don't understand. I've lost the thread. This is you being a man? Either I have no idea what's going on, which is entirely likely, or he just is outing Zay while trying to humble brag himself, I think, but I don't think anyone receives it that way, while claiming that this is me being a man and fighting with someone verbally and not letting them talk when you didn't have a conflict to begin with. You're just starting crap with someone for no reason. That's kind of the way it looks to me, but I'm guessing I'm missing some element here.
How was that fake?
Don't try to play fucking dumb with me.
I'm not playing.
You
I'm
wanna
not
act
acting
stupid?
I'm calling you
You wanna
out.
act stupid? All right.
I get you're
Randall,
pissed.
Switch me seats, fam, before I fuck him up, bro. He said piss me off. I'm sorry, Randall, bro, but
Bro, I'm just trying to understand.
I don't want to reach out and, you know what I'm saying, do some shit that I'm gonna regret. Don't fucking.
So Zay's saying, I want to F him up, so I'm going to sit over here and we need to cool off before I hit him. I don't know what's going on. Is Colby just trying to create drama because he's on a TV show and he thinks that's what he's supposed to do? Does he have some sort of beef with Zay? Certainly that isn't what has been shown to us. So why would Colby just come in hot trying to fight with someone?
I am. You think I got mind control? What I saw is you saying, yeah, this girl tried to kiss me and I pulled away. Stop fucking lying. You said
You're
that.
saying the fact that I enjoyed the kiss.
So now we know Colby is a liar and a cheater. Hey, this.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're at least hearing is that at least they believe that Colby was cheating on Madlyn by getting together with another woman while they were, in that that week period. And then why is Colby bringing that up? Was he like trying to preempt Zay or something? He thinks that Zay will out him, so he's trying to get on top of it, or I don't know. I just don't understand.
Okay. I don't 100% get what you're saying. Zay was like, don't put my name in that dirt, because in reality, what happened was Colby was the one that seduced the girl to come kiss him. That's what Zay was saying.
Okay, I think Randall is intoxicated as well. It's hard for me to know, but it's hard to know what sort of impairment that would mean in terms of your ability to gauge a social situation, but he is reporting to Madlyn something that he experienced earlier in the evening, in which he heard Colby talking about making out with another woman in the 4 days that they were supposed to be still with. Anyway, I don't know what arrangement Madlyn and Colby had. I think Randall is trying to make a case that Colby is not a great guy, and he wants Madlyn to hear that. Madlyn says, I don't want to hear about that. I'm not about that. I'm about you and us. And then Randall's like, I don't understand what you're saying, and then just continues to tell the story. Or Randall just really wants to tell the story. I don't know what's happening.
He was like, don't speak bad about my name when I was in...
thing. And I heard you. But also, I don't give a fuck. I don't care to continue the conversation. Honestly, I don't give a shit.
I'm just trying to like relay the message.
When I say I don't care, I don't care.
Either everyone's intoxicated and having a really hard time managing the landscape of the conversation, because all she has to do is say, oh, interesting story. Okay, well, it's because I think he's looking for just some acknowledgement of what he's saying, and she's just refusing to do that. And all he needs to do is change the subject to something else, because she clearly doesn't want to talk about that. She could be more honest and say, I don't want to talk about that topic. We could talk about anything else, but I don't want to, there's something about this topic that's bothering me. He could also say, I really need you to understand what kind of a POS your boyfriend is, because I like you. I don't know if that's what's happening, but it's just kind of a comical. We've seen people intoxicated on these shows before, but I don't know if we've seen two people trying to navigate a conversation.
Why you keep talking?
You don't want to listen.
No, I've listened to enough shit tonight. Right now, I don't give a shit
but
about
I think you should
literally
care.
Anything.
I think you should. I think you should care.
Okay.
Right. I think he's trying to make a case that she should care and listen and fully take in what he's trying to say, which is that Colby is a jerkface. If I were there, I'd be like, yeah, sober up, have some breakfast, talk about it then. You'll probably be able to navigate the situation better. In fact, I will sometimes talk with couples about this, actually, that it's not always the case. In fact, it's kind of rare, but sometimes I'll discover that half or more of a couple's fights will happen while they're drinking. And instead of us trying to work on their conflict in general, we actually might eliminate half their conflict by having either them stop drinking or reduce their drinking, or just not talk about their relationship or anything of a tense nature unless they're sober, right? Now, the flip side is some people actually are able to better communicate with a couple drinks. So it's not always a bad thing, but it is something to target. And for the two of them, if I were there, I'd be like, let's table this Randall, table it tomorrow, pick it up again, and I'm guessing it'll go better for you.
Like maybe he was wrong, and if maybe I did wrong.
I was wrong that you made out with me and I reciprocated and I was into that. Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe we've all been wrong. We've all explored this situation in different ways.
But that's what we're talking about. What I'm saying is we've had a conversation about how we can be better for each other. Or
so what?
This is reminding me of certain conversations I had in college. You're just like, but, and I mean, I don't want to mock them, but I think if Randall were sober, he would stop this train, because she has not been wanting to hear it, and I think she would know how to navigate this as well. So it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of, I'm guessing they look back at this and go, ugh.
What did you learn about yourself tonight? How can you be better for me? How about you take into that instead of the fucking relationship I came in here with? I don't fucking care.
Okay, I get that you don't care, but I'm just clearing the air. You talk, let me finish. It's hard to hear, so like you're rolling your eyes at me.
I mean, wow. I just have to assume that intoxication is, but Randall is just like, I mean, there's no stopping. He's like a broken record. Colby he kissed this woman, and And she's saying, I don't care, right from the beginning. I don't want to talk about it. I don't care. I don't want to talk about it. I don't care. I don't want to talk about it. But you have to understand, I mean, like, move on. Change the subject.
And you and Colby are gonna have to deal with the same situation that you're going through right now.
That's something that I'll deal with Colby when I get back with Colby.
Y'all are going through difficult times. Colby came out and spoke about his difficulty and also spoke about the times where he made out with somebody else.
So she whispers, because I think she's trying to communicate, like, I want to say something to you off camera. Will you please stop this? Why are you doing this? So, yeah, why? She keeps saying, now she could be more clear and say, Randall, it's kind of hard for me to hear this right now. I don't know why she's upset. There's a number of possibilities. One is that it's late and she just wants to go to bed. Or two, she knows she's intoxicated and knows she can't really process what's happening. 3, she doesn't want to hear about Colby because she really is trying to make the most of this experiment, and she doesn't want Colby's presence to be infecting their experience. I think that would probably be the most likely thing. So it's interesting. She's like, why are you doing this right now? So let's see if Randall can get off this subject, if he has that flexibility.
It's the truth. Why are you crying right now? There's no purpose to cry. There's no reason to cry.
Well, this show, it's like, there's a lot of reasons to cry. One, you're telling her that her boyfriend cheated on her, and you're like forcing it down her throat. And she could be more communicative of just like, I don't want to talk about this right now. It's going to make me cry or something. You're also not listening to her. She's trying to say, I don't want to talk about that. And you don't have to know why you don't want to. It's not urgent that she somehow have that conversation of you informing her of something. Anyway, so that could feel bad. She could also be, I don't know, crying suddenly, feeling like, boy, because one of the things that I've noticed and I haven't been talking about is that there's this thing that we call new relationship energy, or NRE, which is, and there's other words for it, infatuation, love, compulsive love, where when you first meet someone and things are going well, our optimism goes through the roof sometimes, and we're just like, oh my God, this is the best person ever. And then fast forward a couple of dates and you're like, oh my God, I hate this person. So we have a lot of needs, and when we meet someone that has the potential, one way to think about it is that you're thirsty and you're in the desert and you haven't had water in a couple of days, and you see what looks to be a lake up ahead, and you get a little closer, you're like, it looks like a lake, and you're like, yay, a lake, it's gonna solve all my problems and everything. And then you get closer and it's this muddy little puddle that's really disgusting. So when you have hopes for something and you need something to happen, and there's tiny little indications that maybe you're going to get it, then a fantasy, develops where it's just like, yes, it's happening finally. And so we will, without a lot of data. So in the beginning of a dating relationship, we might do that, and we appear to need that to some extent to compel us to actually give a relationship a try. It's a motivating thing for us to motivate us to push into coupling, which of course, we evolved to procreate and that kind of thing. Anyway, so for Madlyn, she was talking about Randall was perfect for her. She was I don't know if she's using that word, but she seemed to be saying those kinds of things, and I'm thinking, you barely know him. So, but it's natural to be that way, and I wonder right now, it's just speculation, that all of that is coming crashing down for her, that she suddenly is now standing there going, I hate this man because he's not listening to me, and now I have no one. I didn't really want to be, I had major questions about Colby. I fell in love with Randall, and now Randall is frustrating me. I'm all alone. Get me out of here. it's a possibility too.
Have a fucking minute, please.
I'm gonna mute.
No, fuck you for that.
Fuck me for.
Yikes, on multiple levels. So, wow, they had a fight, which was kind of confusing when you think about it, because he's on this train of like, you got to listen to the story, and she's like, I don't want to hear it, you know, let's move on. And it's like all she had to do was say, okay, I hear your story, I get your point, my boyfriend Colby is a jerkface, duly noted, let's move forward. I think that was his point. And then of course from his point of view, or from his side, all he had to do was hear her literally say, I don't want to talk about it, and respect that. Tip to people out there, when someone says, I don't want to talk about that, unless, you know, it's a matter of life and death, how about you don't talk about it? So all he had to do was just stop talking about it, and then they get in a fight. She starts to cry. Now she's going to walk the dogs, I think, and he is going after her, and she says, can you essentially leave me alone, give me some space? And then he's like, no, I'm not going to give you space. Why? And then she says, F you, which is like, wow. I mean, all she had to say was, please just give me some space. I just need 15 minutes. We'll talk about it later. You know, there's a lot of different ways to assert yourself. You don't have to verbally abuse someone. So now I know she's intoxicated. I think he's a little bit intoxicated. So how much of this is that? I don't know. But let's see how this goes. Yikes.
For what?
You have only been fucking vulnerable off camera, and then you just put that shit on me on.
No, that's not what I said. So fuck me. But what I'm saying is...
Shut up.
It's alarming for both sides, really. The fact that he won't give her space, the language that she's using, the just lack of just common respect for each other. I'm concerned for both of them.
I promise you, I will respect you to the utmost.
Physical intimacy and sex, it's a huge part of a relationship, especially as I've not always been able to be so verbally vulnerable, open, expressive. I have a need for that to be shown through intimacy. Randall doesn't want to give that to me.
All right, well, that does it for that episode. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.